Right now, in your home, you are burning at least $600 a year in electricity to do something the earth beneath your feet does for free. Not cheaper. Free. Zero monthly bill. The technology to stop paying that utility company forever has existed for 3,000 years. It is buried under your front yard right now, working exactly as it always has. Yours is not using it, not because the physics stopped working, but because a $240 billion industry needs you to believe it never existed. Welcome to Survival Lost Vault. This is where we dig up what the industry buried. To understand how a buried pipe can replace your air conditioner, we go back to the Persian city of Yazd in 550 BC. The empire stretched across a desert where summer temperatures broke 104 degrees Fahrenheit. There was no electricity, no refrigerant, just the understanding that a few feet below the surface the earth stays at a stable, cool temperature, regardless of the sun beating overhead. Persian engineers hand-dug underground channels called qanats. On the surface, tall windcatchers called badger captured prevailing desert breezes and forced the air down into chambers connected to the cool underground tunnels. As that air traveled underground, it dropped by as much as 18 degrees Fahrenheit before entering the living space. No compressor, no refrigerant, no monthly bill. The oldest windcatcher still standing in Yazd dates to the 14th century. The qanat it connects to has been flowing continuously for 2,500 years. Today, engineers call this an earth air heat exchanger, an earth tube. You do not need a massive windcatcher. You need a pipe buried 6 feet underground and a connection to your house. That is the complete system. So why is your builder installing a noisy, expensive mechanical box instead? The global HVAC industry generates $240 billion per year. The Air Conditioning, Heating, and Refrigeration Institute, AHRI, is the trade association representing manufacturers responsible for more than 90% of all HVAC equipment sold in North America. AHRI employs a full government affairs staff dedicated year-round to engaging state legislators, testifying before code bodies, and lobbying building code updates. They have been doing this for decades, and they are very good at their job. The oil crisis of the 1970s created a brief window when the U.S. government funded passive cooling research aggressively. Between 1978 and 1982, passive solar and passive cooling construction grew by a factor of 80. The Department of Energy launched the Solar Energy Research Institute. Earth tube research was advancing in earnest. Then oil prices collapsed, and that same HVAC lobby moved into the vacuum. In 1981, the Reagan administration proposed cutting the Department of Energy's passive energy budget by 60% to 70%. The Solar Energy Research Institute director was fired. Staff was cut from 950 to 350. By 1985, the passive energy tax credits expired. By 1989, the federal budget for passive cooling research was 1/10 of what it had been a decade before. Architecture schools dropped passive cooling from their curricula. Contractors who had started learning these systems had no market to sell into. The industry that could not patent soil temperature ensured that no one would be trained to install it. Here is what the Department of Energy's own Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory confirmed in research funded under Grant 671-2530. In temperate latitudes, soil 6 to 10 feet below grade stays between 50 and 73 degrees Fahrenheit year-round, regardless of surface air temperature. When 100 degrees Fahrenheit outside air is routed through 50 feet of buried smooth wall pipe, it pre-cools to within a few degrees of that stable soil temperature before it ever reaches your living space. No compressor ran to achieve that. No refrigerant was consumed. The results in real buildings are striking. At the Courtright Center for Conservation in Ontario, 9 earth tubes, each 65 feet long, were installed. The system warms incoming winter air by up to 36 degrees Fahrenheit and cools summer air by approximately 18 degrees, running on 100% fresh outside air with virtually no energy input. The National Renewable Energy Laboratory participated in ongoing study of the system. In Edmonton, the 28-story EPCOR tower installed 2 earth tubes totaling 700 feet of buried concrete pipe. The building's mechanical engineer documented energy savings exceeding $50,000 per year from those tubes alone. Now here is the part that the channels selling you the $30 solution always skip. Earth tubes work best in climates with hot summers and cooler soil, which covers the majority of the continental United States. In tropical climates where soil temperatures are high year-round, the cooling differential shrinks significantly. In extremely humid regions, an incorrectly built system using ribbed or corrugated pipe that traps condensate in its ridges can produce mold inside the tube and contaminate incoming air. This is a documented problem in poorly designed installations. It is not a reason to dismiss the technology. It is a reason to build it correctly. Smooth wall PVC is mandatory. A 1% drainage slope is not optional. A mesh screen and furnace filter at the inlet are not suggestions. A system built to spec does not carry these risks. A system built carelessly will. Here is exactly how to build a basic earth tube system for a cabin, outbuilding, or supplemental fresh air intake. Total material cost is between $40 and $150 depending on trench length. A new central air conditioning system costs between $5,700 and $10,900 installed, plus $600 or more per year in electricity to operate. Over 10 years, that is between $11,700 and $16,900 before the first repair bill. The earth tube's operating cost over the same period is $0. Step 1. Buy 4-inch smooth wall PVC drain pipe, Schedule 40 or equivalent. Use standard residential sewer pipe, available at any hardware store for approximately $5 to $8 per 10-foot section. Do not buy ribbed or corrugated pipe. You need a minimum of 30 feet buried. 50 feet produces noticeably better results. Step 2. Dig a trench at least 6 feet deep and at minimum 30 feet long, extending away from the structure in the direction of your prevailing summer breeze. Slope the trench at a 1% grade, dropping toward the outside intake end, so condensate drains outward and not into your house. Renting a trenching machine for one day runs approximately $150 to $200, still keeping the total project well under $400. Step 3. Lay the pipe and seal every joint with PVC cement to prevent groundwater infiltration and block radon entry. At the exterior intake, install a 4-inch mesh screen and a rain cover to keep insects, debris, and direct water out. A furnace filter placed at the intake grate takes 5 minutes to swap once a year. Step 4. Route the interior end through the foundation wall or floor into the space you want to cool. Install a $10 manual damper on the interior outlet so you can seal the system in deepest winter if you choose. In cold climate shoulder seasons, this same pipe pre-warms incoming outside air before it reaches your heater, delivering a second benefit at no additional cost. Step 5. In most applications, the temperature differential between hot outside air and the cooler interior creates enough convection to pull air naturally through the tube. For higher airflow requirements, a small 30-watt inline fan completes the system for approximately $30. A homesteader in central New Mexico built this exact 50-foot system into his home. When outside temperatures hit 95 degrees Fahrenheit, the air at his interior outlet measured 68 degrees. The pipe cost him $60. He has spent $0 on air conditioning since. The earth beneath your feet is a thermal battery. It has been absorbing summer heat slowly and releasing winter warmth slowly for the entire age of the planet, without a service contract, without a refrigerant recharge, and without a monthly bill. The knowledge of how to use it did not disappear because the physics changed. The physics have not changed since 550 BC. It disappeared because free does not generate $240 billion a year. You cannot patent soil temperature. You cannot meter the geothermal mass under a front lawn. If this video opened the vault for you, hit the like button and subscribe to Survival Lost Vault. There is a lot more suppressed knowledge coming your way soon. Share this with someone who is staring at a massive summer air conditioning bill, and let us keep pulling what they buried back out into the light. See you in the next episode.